All right. Hello, everybody. There we go. Let's not mute myself. That would be disastrous. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Soul Commodore here. And we're going to be working on this piece again. Doing some more foreground stuff. But you may wonder, why do I have a red pen in my hand? Well, a red Sharpie, actually. Good evening, Mark. How are you? How are you? And also, how are you, Jake? Jake, I'm glad you're here because you're actually part of the reason why I have this red Sharpie in my hand. Before we get started on this... oh, hi, Mark. We're actually going to do a little something for my buddy Jake here. So I'm going to grab a pen. And for you, yes. And we got this red Sharpie. And we've got some Pro Controller schematics. I'm going to lay out to everyone, but especially Jake, and then I'll send this to Jake later. I like it. You know, Mark, in case you were wondering, you are allowed to swear here. We try to keep it to a bit of a minimum, but, I mean, people are going to say what they're going to say. So, I mean, if you want to swear, go ahead. But yeah, we're going to lay out the button combinations that you need to do to Boomy Zoomy in Breath of the Wild. So, what will be the best setup for this? Let's see. You absolute legend. I don't know if I'm legendary, but I figured this would be fun. Let's see, if I do it here, would that work? What'll be the, Can you get one per stream? Okay. So, I think the easiest thing for me to do, actually, would be to kneel down here, and then, like, I'll hold up what I'm doing and what I'm writing as we're going, and we'll just chat for a little bit while we get this going. You know? Okay. So how's everybody doing today? Hope y'all are well. Okay, so the one thing I need to do real quick is I need to actually physically boomy zoomy to make sure that I've got the button combination right. So bear with me while I just do this real quick. Oh, I was on a game over screen. That's funny. Yeah. No worries, Mark. It's all good. Mark is mad at you, though. You glad that you're not the only one who spends copious amounts of time kneeling in front of their PC? Yeah. I definitely kneel in front of my PC a lot more since I started streaming than I ever have before. So let me just make sure I got this right, because it's 8 button combinations. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, shoot. Bear with me. We'll get going here in just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm glad y'all like that Lionel Richie emote. This is the confidence you want inspired by a tutorial. Well, it is, isn't it? Okay, there we go. I didn't screw that one up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Okay. 1 out of 3 times it works every time. I'll have you know that I just hit it. Like, I would say 3 out of 4 times. So there you go. Last one. Okay. It's made with bits of real panther. 60% of the time. It works every time. Yeah, 75% success rate is much better. Okay, so the first thing you want to do when you boomy-zoomy, as per our schematic, is, of course, you want to let go of your bomb. So I'm highlighting all the buttons you need to press with the red Sharpie. So our first one's right there. Oop, right there. With the L button. Press L to deploy the circle bomb. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, or the next thing you want to do, is you want to hit ZR. Or ZR if you're American. Yes. Step number 2, you want to hit ZR. Because what that's going to do is it's going to bring out your bow. Now, you don't want to hold ZR. You just want to press it to start bringing out your bow. Because what that's going to do is it's going to bring you into the slow-mo, into the bullet time. So, press but don't hold ZR to bring out your bow and start bullet time. Unlearned American swines with their Z's. Alright. Next thing you want to do is you want to press up on your directional pad or the C pad, whatever you want to call that little thing there. Because I tend to use my Joy-Cons. But you want to press the up on that. Because what that's going to do is bring up your rune menu. Maybe I should have typed this because my handwriting is not great. There we go. So yeah, we're 3 steps down out of the 8 steps. So we're getting there. We're almost halfway. Now we'll be halfway. So the next thing you're going to do, and I mean, you might think this is a little silly to highlight this, but when it comes to schematics and it comes to like step-by-step instructions, like you don't want to leave anything out, right? So, what'll be the best way to handle this? I think by highlighting the outside of it and then drawing an arrow inside. Or maybe I'll just highlight the whole thing because I can't color between the lines, and then I'll just put an arrow beside it. There we go. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to use your analog stick to go over. Oh, I don't want to write with red pen. use the right analog stick to highlight the square bomb. There we go. Just like so. Now we're on to page 2, because we got 4 more steps. Now again, this may seem kind of silly to highlight that you need to highlight the square bomb, but you know what? When you're doing something that's this quick, like, because eventually you want to do it quick, right? And you want to build muscle memory. And it's hard to build muscle memory when you're like forgetting a step. And when you're going through stuff, you know, you might miss a step, and then all of a sudden it's programmed in you to constantly miss that step. So I'm just 5, 6. There we go. I just hit 2 out of 3. Three out of 4. Okay. And now I'm going to fall to my death, but that's alright. Okay, so. Let me actually reload that. Because this is where things kind of start to get a little tricky. Because you're kind of going back and forth with the button combinations. So let me just reload this real quick. Just to make sure that I'm getting this right. Because I don't want to mislead any of you wonderful people. You know. You're good enough to come to my stream. I should give you, like, good information. Right? 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, actually it's 9 steps, but the 9th step is technically done at the same time as the 8th step. And that's the step that's going to take some getting used to, and it's the one that I would say that most people screw up the most when they're learning to do this. Oh, actually, I should mention too, on this step, I'm going to keep this up thing loaded because you want to keep holding this. So let me also highlight that. Because if you don't hold the up on the directional pad, your menu goes away, and you don't want the menu to go away. Continue to hold up on the directional pad. Okay, so now we're on to the final steps. Okay, so what you're going to do next Oh my goodness, how did I screw that up? Sorry everyone, bear with me. This next sequence is tricky because it's a lot of back and forth. And you don't really realize how tricky it is until you're trying to like explain it to other people. Hey, Chitanda. Welcome in. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing well. you preemptively answered that question for me. That was exactly what I was going to ask. But I'm glad you're doing well. Okay. Cool. So, the next step is you're going to press the L button again. And that is to deploy the square bomb. Chitanda, just so you know, I'm drawing up a schematic. Because Jake from the Woods, Jake requested it, and I'm just sharing it with everyone. I'm drawing up a schematic on how to boomy zoomy step by step. Why hood up? Am I cold? No, I just don't. I just feel like wearing a hoodie today. It's a hoodie kind of day, you know. Okay. So yeah, step 5. You're gonna press L to deploy the square bomb. Yeah, the wind bomb, the boomy zoomy. The bomb impact launch, the BIL. Alright, so you do that and then you press, go over. Yeah. So, next step is, once again, this is going to seem kind of silly to like highlight this, but it is important. Once you deploy your square bomb, you are going to press and hold up on the directional pad to bring up your rune menu again, because you're going to switch back to the circle bomb. And this is a step that I screwed up so many times when I was learning how to do this thing. So press and hold up on the directional pad to bring up the rune menu. Jake, I hope this tends to I hope this helps. Like, I hope this is like tabby enough, like guitar tabs. Okay, so we're on the 7th and penultimate step. Oh yeah? Good. And like I said, I will send this to you and anyone else who wants one. Like, I'll just whisper it to you. Like, I'll upload it onto Imager or something like that, and then just send you the links. Okay. So yeah, next step, the penultimate step, is while holding the button again, because you don't want to lose the menu. You continue holding up on the directional pad, and then you use the right analog stick. You go left to highlight your circle bomb. So continue holding up. Yeah, wind bombs are great. Wind bombs are amazing. Use the right analog stick to highlight the circle bomb. Because that's the most crucial part of this whole thing, because you're going to highlight the circle bomb because you're going to blow up the circle bomb, and that circle bomb, the explosion from it, is going to propel the square bomb into Link, and that's what's going to send you flying. You're going to draw how to bullet time bounce next? That would be fun to teach people how to do that, because that's a lot of fun. I've only done it successful like a couple of times, but I got it successfully on stream once, which made me feel good. And before anybody calls me out, yes, I know technically the circle bomb is a sphere and the square bomb is a cube, but please. Okay, now this is important. I'm going to do this the way that I do it, because this is really like 2 steps in one, because I do it almost concurrently. Because what you want to do is you want to deploy, like you want to press L to blow up the circle bomb, and like immediately after you blow up the circle bomb, you want to press X to bring out your paraglider. And the reason you want to do that is because pressing X will cancel the bullet time. And you want to cancel the bullet time, otherwise you're just going to be suspended in midair and get taken out by the bomb. And that's the hardest part of this whole thing, I think, is getting that timing right. That's what's going to take the most practice. But that's why I'm putting it in like all at once. I struggled with it at first, but now you can do it in your sleep. Nice, nice, nice. Hello, Elle. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm just drawing a schematic to teach everybody how to wind bomb, aka Boomizoomi, in Breath of the Wild. So, I'm going to highlight the L button, and I'm going to highlight the X. And then I'm going to put a little 1 next to the L button, and I'm going to put a little 2 next to the X button. But you're going to do it like the correct timing is you're going to do it almost immediately. Okay, so let me do this again. So. Press L to blow up the circle bomb. And then concurrently, how do I want to word this? Because like I said, it's almost the same time that you do it, right? If just a little bit after. Let's see. How does immediately after sound? Like immediately after blowing up the bomb, press X to cancel the bullet time. How does that sound? Sounds good? Okay. And when I say immediately, again, like I'll put a little asterisk actually and put it like at the bottom. Like when I say immediately, I mean like almost at the exact damn time. Like the exact same time. All right. Immediately after blowing up the bomb, press the X button to cancel the bullet time. Yeah, and again, you want to cancel that bullet time because if you're stuck in bullet time for too long, all that's going to happen is the bombs are going to blow up really slowly, and the square bomb is going to bounce off of Link while you're still in slow motion, and it's going to fall away, and then Link is just going to be caught in the blast radius of this bomb, and you're just going to drop out of the sky wondering what the hell happened to all my hearts. God, my handwriting is awful, but whatever. Hey, Zoe. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate it. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Thank you for the lurk, sir. I hope you're enjoying time with your family and maybe getting something to eat. Link will go zoom indeed. I'm reminded of Zombie Hover from Wind Waker. Ooh, I don't know what that is, actually. Okay, so, going step by step. And then I'm probably gonna like throw in some tips here, and I will write down the tips as well, probably on another sheet of paper, and then like I said, I'll take a picture of these and then send it to Jake and whoever else wants it. All right. So, step 1, you're going to press L to deploy the circle bomb. Now, what I've felt helped is when you're like, because you're gliding through the air or you're jumping. This is especially helpful if you're jumping off of something that's tall, right? What I found is that there's like 2 positions that the bombs can be in, and that'll determine kind of the trajectory of your flight, right? So if you drop the circle bomb and then you drop the square bomb like very quickly after, they'll be in this kind of a situation, right? So this is the circle bomb, this is a square bomb. Circle bomb will blow up and kind of propel Link forward as opposed to up. Right? So that's helpful if you really want to get a lot of speed going, like not quite parallel to the ground, but like you don't want a high angle, right? Now, what you want to do sometimes is you want to get a lot of height. So what you want to do is you want to drop the circle bomb and then wait a little bit for that to drop and then drop the square bomb. And what I found helps for the timing for that is you'll notice like a little trail, like a couple of little trails of light coming off of the bombs when you deploy them. Wait until the bomb is like either almost off screen or completely off screen, but you can still see the trails, right? And then that's when you put out your square bomb, because then that'll blow up and this square bomb will go up and propel Link way up high in the air. Okay? So, you want to press L to deploy the circle bomb. Next step, press but don't hold ZR to bring out your bow and start bullet time. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to hold R because all that's going to do is start the animation where the camera zooms in on Link and he starts shooting his bow. You don't want that. You just want to start the bullet time. So just tap ZR and that'll slow everything down. Am I just talking about how to wind bomb in midair? Yes. Because that's what I'm best at doing. I'm not that great at wind bombing off the ground. Or like, you know, like just wind bombing off of a jump. Because I feel that wind bombing in midair is the easiest of the wind bombs to do. So I figured I'd start here. And then, you know, I still got to get better at wind bombing, like off jumping off of something. So yeah. And then step 3, press up on the directional pad to bring up the rune menu. Press up and hold. You want to hold that to bring up the rune menu. And then step 4, use the right analog stick to highlight the square bomb while continuing to hold the directional pad. You're going to send this VOD to a roommate after dinner. Nice. Nice. Are they trying to learn how to win bomb as well? But yeah, you want to do that again, because if you let go of that up, like the rune menu, the rune menu goes away, and then you're just kind of stuck in no man's land, right? So that's step 4. Step number 5, press L to deploy the square bomb. And yeah, you want to press L to deploy the square bomb. And again, you can kind of like stay in midair, as long as stamina allows it. You can stay in midair to get that angle exactly the way you want it, right? Step number 6, press and hold up on the directional pad to bring up the rune menu again. Because the next step, step 7, is while holding the directional pad up, you're going to use the right analog stick to highlight the circle bomb, right? And I put a little arrow the direction that you want to, go to get the circle bomb. The number of times that I've accidentally like highlighted magnesis when I mean to go to the circle bomb is way too many. So that's what you want to do. And then finally, the last crucial step, press L to blow up the circle bomb, and then immediately after doing that, immediately after you blow up the bomb, press the X button to cancel the bullet time. Otherwise, again, Link is just going to get caught in the blast radius and fall out of the sky, and you'll be like, oh man, I suck. Now there are like speed run. I mean, it's not that it's untrue. It's just really helpful for like speed runs and stuff, because you really want to get these down. Try to, if you want to try to practice, try to do the wind bombs in the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. Because the orientation of the square bomb, in terms of like the flat size, are orientated to north, south, east, and west. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, the flat sides of the square bomb are orientated to the cardinal directions. So try to practice in those directions if you like. You don't have to. There's also like stuff with wind, but sometimes the wind will cancel out your wind bomb. Sometimes it won't. It's really kind of a crapshoot unless you're like really technically into the game, right? And then the last tip I can give you, if you can practice this on a file where you have like full stamina, like a full 3, because what that will do is it will let you practice all the steps, because you have more than enough time to practice all the steps slowly to try to get the feel for it and try to get that muscle memory in, right? So that's my tip, and I'll write those tips down too and send those as well. But yeah, he plays Breath of the Wild and was talking about replaying it lately. Nice. Jake, you've tried it 3 times in the last 10 minutes, or you've succeeded at it? Because if you succeeded at it, then I'm a better teacher than I thought. Do you know the quest in Breath of the Wild where you kill the enemies on Hateno Beach for the farm girl? Yeah. Succeeded. Awesome. I've done my job. So yeah, I'm going to take a break at some point during this stream, so I'm going to, like, when I do, I'll pause the video. And Jake from the Woods, thank you for gifting a sub to thank you for gifting a sub to Mark. Mark, welcome in. Enjoy the Lionel Richie emote while it stays a sub emote for now. Eventually it will be a follower emote. I think I got to do like 8 more streams to make it a follower emote, but yeah, enjoy and welcome on in. Thank you, Jake. That's very, very generous. You ended up taking that farm girl to Hateno Beach so she could fight the monsters herself. Why do you ask? Because, I mean, hey, you know what? Self-reliance is the true road to independence. You know who said that? Marianne Shad Carey. She was the creator and the owner of the Provincial Freeman, which was a black-owned newspaper in the late 1800s that ran out of Chatham, Ontario for a time. The more you know. But cool. So yeah, I will, during one of my breaks, I will take a picture of these and then send them to Jake, and I'll send them to anyone else who wants it. Hello, Rain. How are you? Welcome in. I love history with soul. Well, I'm glad. But Chitanda, yes, that is very important. Very important science. She was terrified. Oh, I bet. Oh, you're tired too, Rain? I'm glad it's not just me. This time change messed me up this morning, man. Messed me up this morning, y'all. Also, just in case anyone's curious, that man wasn't directed at anybody. Because I am aware of people's pronouns. I just say man a lot. It's part of my general lexicon. That and bruh. I say bruh a lot now. What's up, Jake? Never gets old. Daylight saving times has me all fucked up because I'm still not in daylight saving time, but that doesn't mean I enter work when I... Oof. Yeah, that's goodness. It took you an hour to accomplish, but it would have only been 35 minutes, but a Yiga attacked us and she ran away and despawned. Oh, that's so disheartening. You know what that reminds me of? Not so much the despawning, but Jake and I once did a challenge, Chitanda, where we tried to take a bookcase from the library in Hyrule Castle. We tried to take that bookcase and drop it into the volcano. And I got it almost all the way there. And then I ran into one of the, what do you call them? Why am I blanking on... Like the fiery big rock dudes. The fire talus, or whatever name they gave him. I ran into one of those, and he hit me and knocked this thing into a lava pit that was far too out for me to get to. And I was just like, oh my goodness. You're heading to bed now because apparently you're a morning streamer. That's right. Well, I hope you have a good night, Jake. I appreciate you coming in. And yeah, check your whispers in the morning. You will see this little schematic. But yeah, have a good night. Yes, the classic bookcase run. Okay, so let me drag this in a little further. Because now we're actually going to get some painting. I didn't realize that took me 40 minutes to do that schematic. But that's alright. We had fun. So the first order of business is we're going to straighten out this pillar a bit. Because it's a little bit lopsided. And you tend to not want your buildings to be lopsided. So that's going to be what we do first. Whenever I do these challenges where I bring someone or something to another location, I always test it out and make sure the path they go on is clear. True. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of planning when Jake and I did it. It was more so we're just gonna go for it. And to be honest, I kind of forgot that Talus was there, which didn't help matters, as you can imagine. He just kind of popped up out of the ground because I wasn't paying attention. And then his battle music started, and I was like, oh, okay. And then he did the unthinkable and knocked that bookcase clear into oblivion. But yes, despite the tiredness and all, I hope everyone's having a good day otherwise. I gotta say, I had a pretty easy day at work up until about like 2 o'clock. And then it was like all hell broke loose. Like everybody wanted everything, like all at once. It was crazy. For a second, I thought I was back in retail. 3.6K, getting closer and closer to have Soul Speed paint my request. Oh, I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And really, I more so than looking forward to the painting, I do very much appreciate y'all's patronage. And the fact that, again, you could be doing anything with your time, and you choose to spend it with me, just having some fun here. So I really do appreciate that. Okay, that pillar's a little straighter now, which is what I wanted. Okay. Which means we gotta angle that a little bit more, but that's all right. Okay. I'm just going to check my, as per usual, I'm going to check my, what do you call it? What do you call that thing? Reference image. That's what it's called. Okay. There we go. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Rain. That sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, MS is tough because it's so variable too. Like, it affects everyone who has it differently. So I hope that she's doing as well as could be expected with that news, and that you and the rest of your family is also doing as well as expected. She was diagnosed a month ago, and we didn't find out about until like 2 days ago. It sucks getting the news all late. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's one of those things where like you understand why you weren't told immediately, but at the same time you kind of wish that you had been. You know? No, I definitely get that. I don't really need to put this down here, but it's somewhere for it to go. Yeah, hopefully, though, because, I mean, MS is very hard to treat, but there have been some strides made in, you know, as hard as it is to treat because it affects everybody differently. There have been some strides made in research and treatments that can definitely help. A friend of mine in real life, I think one of his aunts has MS, and it's obviously very, very hard, but you know, by all accounts, from what I've heard, she does very well. Thankfully, You have two friends with MS, which isn't a lot until you look at it percentage-wise. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What are we doing here? It just sucks that she's been hit with the bad health lottery. Her son was born with a cleft palate, and he recently went in for another surgery like 4 days ago. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. My baby nephew is just such a cutie, though. Yeah. Yeah. Is he like, has he had the surgery yet? Is he doing well, or? That's a lot of stuff to get hit with. So, I hope that, as counterintuitive as it seems sometimes, I hope that you're also taking time for you and your mental health to make sure that that you're doing all right. Oh, he's been had the surgery. This one was just for minor touches. Ah, I see. I see. That's fair. Surgery can still be kind of like scary to think about, though. He's like 8. Ah, I see. I see. Hey, so cutting some hair around these parts, so I'm gonna be quiet. That's fair enough. Cutting hair is serious business. I cut my own hair, as I've mentioned here before. I also cut my girlfriend's hair. Um, so I definitely get that amateur barbershop. I think one of these days I might actually like drop some money and actually go to an actual barber. There's one around here that seems to specialize with like black hair and black hairstyles, so I might pop in there one day. I think I've had maybe like 2 or 3 pro cuts in your life. Yeah. They're using a sword to cut their hair. That would definitely up the risk factor, but also be very impressive. Not gonna lie. You could never cut your own hair? Yeah, I started. Why is that? Is it just a lack of experience, or too much of it? Uh, I started cutting my own hair when I was in my mid-20s because I had gotten too many bad haircuts at hair salons that had no idea how to cut my hair. And like you know, I didn't want my mom to have to like cut my hair all the time. So I asked her to teach me how to cut my hair. So she sat me down and said, okay, this is what you do. And I've been cutting my own hair ever since. Hey, Redria, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't see it right away. I was painting a little bit. But welcome in. I always feel like somebody's watching me. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy your lurk. Because you're cheap. Well, there's that too, L. That's also why I cut my hair, because I'm cheap. I'm frugal. I'm frugal. You gotta hold the A button for the spin trim. Lack of experience mainly. That's fair. That's fair. Cutting your own hair takes a certain amount of, I'm cool if I look like an idiot. And not everyone can do that. That is also true. What a pretty picture. Well, thank you. Thank you. I have 2 states for my hair. Long AF or bald. That's true. I mean, I haven't cut my hair bald. Like, my hair hasn't been short for a very, very long time, but takes the guesswork out of evening it. Hey, Blue Bubble. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? How are you doing? I've seen that you've been posting some really, really stellar stuff on your Instagram. So feel free to plug your Instagram if you feel like it. Because you've been posting some really, really good stuff. Blue Bubble does a really, really terrific digital art. Like, very, very impressive. I'm constantly impressed. But yeah, I'm glad you could make it in. I think the last time you were in here, I was having technical difficulties. Thankfully, those technical difficulties aren't here this time. I still have no idea what that was all about. What was going on that day. Where my frame rate was just all over the place. Trying to catch up with your posts? Yeah, I mean, it's as the stream crashes, yeah. Yeah, y'all should definitely check out Blue Bubble. And honestly, Blue Bubble too, like, if you want to actually, like, link your thing, like, link your Instagram, feel free to. Like, links are allowed. In before people start posting porn links and links to NFTs and all that mess. Okay. So we're just slowly just blending down here. By slowly, I mean very slowly, very gradually. I basically want to fill this space with color, and then we'll start eking out the details from that. Once we get to that point. Link longs to NFT porn. NFTs are one of those things where like I appreciate, even if it's kind of like, kind of skeezy and all that. Like, I appreciate the hustle, right? Like, even if it's something that's blatantly criminal, as long as it's not like physically hurting people, you know. I mean, it's not good to like dupe people out of money. Obviously, I don't want to suggest that, but there are some things where it's like it's clearly a scam. But you know, I appreciate the hustle. It's hard out there. I get why you got to do what you got to do, right? Like, I don't condone it, but I get it, and it's like, all right. But NFTs are something I can't condone it. I can't wrap my head around it. It's just it's all very stupid to me. Very, very stupid to me. Okay. Anybody who knows me well, and anyone who's known me for a while, knows that I really like non sequiturs. I like going in a different direction with what I'm saying and then bringing it back around. So bear with me for a second. I've always said that if I woke up and found out that I got cremated, I'm going to be very upset because I don't like heat. I don't like heat. I would not appreciate being put into a fire and burnt to a crisp until I'm just ashes. So if I woke up and found out that I got cremated, I'm haunting whoever made that decision, right? That's doubly so if I wake up after I've died and find out that someone took one of my pieces and turned it into an NFT. I'm doing some hellacious shit to you from the afterlife, man. Like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I'm gonna haunt you harder than anyone else has been haunted ever in the history of the world. Like, and you might say, well, I mean, TJ, soul, like, someone could, like, make NFTs of your stuff while you're still alive, which is true. But at least if I'm here, you know, I can do something about it. You know. Yeah, no, the whole NFT thing is just like Elle said, it's a big Ponzi scheme. Like, I just I remember I used to draw comic books as a kid. They were not very good though. Hey, I mean, that's cool though. You know, I like sometimes going back to the things that I drew when I was a kid, you know, and the stories that I would make up, and you know, because I tried to draw comics too. I wasn't good at it, but you know, that's still pretty cool. I don't get the value. Like, it doesn't stay on your computer. Doesn't it stay on your computer? I didn't like the art theft, and that it's set up on the back of technology trend that's actively hurting the environment. Exactly. There's that too. You know, it's extremely harmful for the environment. He'd be a ghost and would never be put to rest. That's true. That's true. Legit, that has happened. Exactly. Yep. It was a, yeah, I think it was an Asian woman's, an Asian artist's artwork, and she died, unfortunately, and they just straight up took her work and made it an NFT. It's ridiculous. I'm hearing that the way chat will always have you around. Is to put one of your works in the blockchain. I mean, I will always be here. Y'all might not like your existence for a bit when I'm haunting y'all's asses, but I'll be here. My apologies to any of my relatives who are watching this and didn't realize that sometimes I'm full of beans and I cuss a lot. So, my apologies if you weren't expecting language today. It's funny, I really didn't swear much at all, because I grew up in a household where, like, my parents didn't swear. Like, the first time I heard my mom swear, I was like 20, 21 maybe. First time I heard my dad swear, I was a little bit younger, but I mean, to be fair, he dropped a fridge on his finger while he was trying to move it. Like, the fridge just tilted a bit and slipped and like fell on his finger while his hand was under it. So, like, I certainly didn't blame him. But yeah, my parents didn't swear. They just didn't want to raise their kids in that kind of environment. Not that, like, you know, like, I would say, like, if I had kids, like, I wouldn't want them to swear at a certain age just because kids don't have great impulse control and wouldn't be able to, like, regulate. Like, they can't regulate when's an appropriate time to use those words and when not to, you know? So, I understood that aspect from my parents, too. And also, they weren't big swearers. Like, my mom wasn't a big swearer. My dad still isn't a big swearer. And on top of that, like, they weren't big yellers either. So consequently, I'm not a yeller. I'm not a very loud person. You know, the most my parents would ever yell at us wasn't even yelling at us. They would just be like calling us in from playing outside, you know. They'd have to holler down the street. Your father will ground you for cursing, young man. One time my dad, I think he was being facetious, but my dad and my younger sister were watching the stream, and my sister got in the chat and she was like, Dad says to stop swearing. And I was like, I'm not swearing. And she was like, no, you said what the hell. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Rain, ouch, definitely. Your mom corrected your swearing attempts? Yeah, sympathy pain? Yeah, it's something. You grew up in a good Christian home, Mark, but now even my mom swears, and she's bad at it, and it's hilarious. But yeah, Mark, I don't know if you were here when you got subbed, but welcome in. I hope you enjoy your sub. I hope you enjoy the Lionel Richie emote that will hopefully within the next 8 streams be available to everybody who follows, instead of just being a sub. You know, because I made that emote specifically for everyone to use, and then found out that I couldn't use follower emotes yet. So, your dad, Chatanda, your dad definitely swears. Your mom doesn't too often. My mom was enough Irish that swearing is just how to talk. Fair. Ah, yes, the classic tattletale sister. I know how that feels. Yeah, it's funny too because she's like 26. She's gonna be 27 this year. And it's like, thanks, sis. But I'm pretty sure my dad was just joking around, you know. I'm pretty sure most of the light on this garage is actually here. Not so much over on this side. Hey y'all, I have a question, just because it just crossed my mind. Y'all into podcasts? Is anybody into podcasts? It's not the question of the day. I don't even remember what the question of the day is anymore. But if y'all are into podcasts, what kind of podcasts are you into? And can you recommend a brother some podcasts? Because like I've got my favorites, but I'm always looking for other stuff to listen to when I'm doing my art off stream, or when I'm working out, or going for walks. Because I like to, if I'm not doing an interval run, if I'm doing like a full-on straight like 5K run, I like to listen to music. But when I'm doing like weightlifting and stuff, I actually prefer to listen to podcasts. And when I'm doing other cardio that's not running, I prefer to listen to podcasts. So, ooh, I'm missing some of this stuff. Yeah. So yeah, welcome in, Mark. Glad to have you here. I'm glad to have you all here, of course. Like, by all means, like you don't have to be gifted a sub or sub yourselves. I just appreciate y'all being here. So you have a baby of your own. He's being raised to not swear, and I've stopped him from saying. I've stopped him and said, "Excuse me, young man. You better say that bad word. You better say that bad word you're trying not to say. I don't play that game. Nice. Oh, hello, Rocky Road. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you? Good to see you. This is looking so good. The clouds look amazing. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I listen to some podcasts, mostly D&D live play and true crime. Ah, nice, nice. I'm big on the true crime as well. Listen to true crime podcasts? Yeah. Okay, so that's 3 of us. No, not that much. I listen to some for language studies a bit, but not really. Fair, fair. Yeah, that's fine. Not really, but I've seen some anime podcasts. Rain. Yes. Yes, you look amazing, Rain. The first season of The Adventure Zone is what got me into podcasts. My favorite murder is another fave. First one is D&D, and second is sassy true crime. Nice, I like that. My favorite podcasts right now are... well, I have 3 that I always go back to. One is... I mean, if you're not a sports fan, especially if you're not a football fan, like... You know, it's hard to get into, but I really enjoy the Around the NFL podcast because those guys just have great chemistry together. And there's a lot of like football stuff, but there's also a lot of mirth, which I appreciate, you know. Because at the end of the day, like these guys realize that, you know, football is just a game and, you know, you can have some fun with it, which I appreciate. There used to be 4 of them. Unfortunately, one of the guys died of cancer just a year ago. But they've kept the show going and they do a lot of stuff in his honor, which is very nice. And then my other 2 that I always listen to are the Criminal Podcast and Lore. The Lore Podcast. I love those. And then there's a whole bunch of various like you know, different criminal ones like The Monster, The Atlanta Monster, Zodiac, the DC Sniper podcast. That was one of my favorites. The Camp Anawaki one was really interesting to me. They've got one on Martin Luther King Jr. actually right now. Just about his life and everything that I need to get into. But there's Murder in Illinois, Murder in Indiana, I think it was. That I need to finish listening to. And then some like non-true crime ones. Like I really like the Dissect podcast. There's some art podcasts that I listen to every once and again. But I can't think of them off the top of my head, so I don't listen to them often enough. But there are a couple that I've listened to that I enjoy. I would check right now, but my camera, as I've said before, my camera is my phone, so I don't want to cut you all off. There's also a really interesting one called Fall of Civilizations that really recounts like how civilizations have risen and fallen. And I also really like Behind the Bastards. That's another one of my favorites. I love Behind the Bastards. Oh yeah, L. I love Criminal. I love the Criminal podcast. Why doesn't the Cloud have spiky anime hair? You don't listen much to podcasts. I think the only podcast I was listening to was Hello from the Magic Tavern. I've heard of that. Tenfold More Wicked actually gave you messed up dreams. Interesting. From the magical land of Foon. I listened to Stephanie Sue, and another one I forget. Fair. Yeah, I love podcasts. There's a really good one I listened to about a couple of people who were... There was like an actress that had gone missing, and her family was trying to find out what happened to her. And it was linked to another story because the dude who was investigating that previously was investigating a case of like a young woman who had gone missing, and her mother was trying to find her, but also was kind of like sus. So they were trying to figure all that out. I really like that one too. I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's not coming to me off the top of my head. I like podcasts for cleaning time. Yeah, podcasts, for me, make dishes go by very quickly. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to take just a very, very quick break again. Just a very quick break. Just to grab some water and stretch my legs a little bit because I've been kneeling for a while. So, yeah. I'm just going to shoot you to the Be Right Back screen, and then we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. So, stay tuned. Where's the scene that I need? There it is. All right, and we're back. Thank y'all for waiting. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. Time for stretches indeed. True, Rain. It doesn't make time go faster. It just keeps you from... It distracts you from the passage of time. That's true. Big stretch. Yeah, it was a big stretch. I'm going to go break everything in the house. Thankfully, I didn't. I didn't break anything this time. All the paintings are in danger. Thank you, Elle. I appreciate it. I'm going to do a lurk now so I can stretch my legs and do a walk around town, I think. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy your walk. You've heard me talk about how much I love walks before, so I hope you have a wonderful time. And thank you for the lurk, and thank you for hanging out with us for a bit. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Appreciate you, Rain. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful walk. There's quite a lot of people here today? Yeah. It's nice. It's like a block party. Hey, Crystal. Welcome in. How are you? Thank you. Good to have you in. How are you doing today? Ooh. All right. Oh, you know what? I should probably turn off my desktop audio so that there's not an echo. There we go. That's better. Good, just having a little salad? Nice. There's nothing wrong with a little salad. I could probably stand to eat more salad, to be honest. Am I painting from imagination right now? I am painting... What's going to be in here is from my imagination. This is all based on a reference photo that I took. Like the house, the trees. Obviously, like I'm taking some liberties because there's not actually a tree here in the original photo. And the roof is going to look a little different. Um, but it's largely based on a reference image that I took near my girlfriend's parents' house, actually, on a very stormy day. Eating up stuff in the fridge type of salad. Ah, I like those days where stuff is starting to go a little, not bad, but like it's getting there. Like you need to eat it, otherwise it is going to go bad. So it's like, okay, we need to start just mixing everything together. Yeah, I like those. I like those. Now that song's going to be stuck in your head. Thanks, so you're welcome. You're welcome. That is my goal. That is my goal. Whenever anyone lurks, I just hope that someone gets that song stuck in their head. That is always my goal. All right. So let's jump back in here with a fresh brush. Yeah, I like those types of salads. Actually, to be honest, you know what my favorite salad is? Because I don't... This is going to sound like blasphemy, but hear me out. There's a reason for it. I'm not a big fan of salad dressing. Because I think my least favorite food thing in the world is vinegar. I hate vinegar. I hate the smell of it. I hate the taste of it. I do not jive with vinegar. My least favorite food in the world is, like, obviously disgusting stuff notwithstanding, like, you know, like maggots and stuff like that. My least favorite food in the world is pickles. Pickles are a waste of a perfectly good cucumber. That's all pickles are. Just a waste of a perfectly good cucumber that could have been eaten because, you know what? Those of us who are blessed enough to live in the first world and have, like, running electricity in their houses, we have fridges. You don't need vinegar in it. You don't need to preserve things in vinegar anymore. So you just have a cucumber and everything will be fine. You know? Ooh, you forgot you're cooking dinner. Oh, yes. Elle, go check on dinner. I don't want you to burn down your house. You love vinegar. Bill hates pickles and cucumbers. Yeah, see, I love cucumbers, but I can't stand pickles. Pickles are an affront to every single one of my senses. So yeah, I don't particularly like anything that's based in vinegar, so I don't like salad dressing. So my favorite salad actually is some spinach, or if I don't have spinach, I like shredded cabbage, and then some hard-boiled eggs, and believe it or not, some raisins. And if I want like a little bit of sweetness and tanginess, like I'll put a little bit of orange juice in there, like very, very little, like just like a spritzing of orange juice, and it's a very tasty salad. That's my favorite salad, which again is probably blasphemous, but that's okay. It's more salad for me. Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog would be very disappointed in you for not liking vinegar. Yeah, I bet. Yes, she would. Yes, she would. Has anyone seen Hamilton? I have seen Hamilton. It is very good. Part of me had to reconcile the fact that black people were playing people who were slave owners and kind of romanticizing them in a way. But at the same time, like, it was a very good show. It was a very good show. Very well done. Very well written, acted, performed. Which was a feat, because I tend not to like musicals. I can't suspend my disbelief enough for musicals for some reason. Like, outside of Hamilton, the only musicals that I really, really like are Singin' in the Rain, because that was one of my mom's favorite movies. The Wiz. I love The Wiz. I love The Wiz more than anyone should love The Wiz. Like the movie version, specifically. I love the play, too, but the movie is... I love the movie. And then there's one more that I always forget about. That's always off the tip of my tongue. But I'm sure that I'll think about it as soon as the stream's over. But there's so many creamy dressings too. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of dressings. I'm not a... And to be honest, like, I'm not a big condiment guy either, because like when I'm having burgers and stuff, like I don't really like. Obviously, I don't like relish, but I'm not a big mustard guy. I don't mind mustard as a base for like a marinade or something, but I'm not a big mustard guy. I hate ketchup. I don't like mayonnaise. I like barbecue sauce. I do like barbecue sauce and hot sauce. But even like tomato sauce in Alfredo sauce in pasta, like I like to have sauce there, but I don't like too much sauce on my pizza. I'm just not a very saucy guy, I guess. My mom would put raisins in salad, and I've never heard of anyone else doing that. Well, now there's two of us. Ew, raisins? That's fair. A lot of people don't like raisins. I love raisins. But I also understand why people don't like raisins. It's understandable. Yes, Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Richard Pryor. Yep. And Nipsey Russell and Ted Ross and Mabel King. Yeah. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Do I mean The Wizard of Oz? So, Chitanda, The Wizard of Oz, obviously, like everyone knows, the movie came out in 1939, with Judy Garland and all that. In 1974 or 75, there was a stage play called The Wiz, which was an all-black cast, and it was set in New York in the winter. And Dorothy gets caught up in like a blizzard and gets blown to Oz, and it's basically like an urban version of The Wizard of Oz, with really, really good music, really good performances. The movie has Diana Ross because they didn't want the actress and singer who played Dorothy in the stage play. They didn't want her in the movie because they felt that she was too young, too fresh. Her name's Stephanie Mills, who made quite the career for herself in music, actually. Stephanie Mills has had a very successful musical career, which is funny considering they didn't want her for the movie. But anyway, that notwithstanding, the stage play was wildly successful, and so they made a movie, and it was a big, like, they spent a lot of money on this movie. And while it did get nominated for some Oscars for like set design and costume design, I believe, it was a financial disaster. It was a big flop. But what it did do, I mean, there's a subgenre of film during the 1970s. Obviously, we all know exploitation films, but they were called blaxploitation films, which was black casts. A lot of black crew members would make these films. It's kind of been suggested that The Wiz killed the blaxploitation film, because The Wiz came out in 1978, and then there wasn't really another notable black film until like the late 80s. With Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. There were obviously other black films in the 80s, but that was the big notable one after The Wiz. Anyway, besides killing the blaxploitation genre, the one thing that The Wiz did do was it hooked up Quincy Jones with Michael Jackson. Because Quincy Jones wrote the music for like a lot of the orchestration and the score for The Wiz. And of course Michael Jackson was in it. And then that partnership led to Off the Wall and Thriller and Bad. So, you know, there isn't a single condiment or dressing or sauce that you like. I hear you, Blue Bubble. I'm with you. Hot sauce? Oh no, sorry, Zell. I love hot sauce. I love hot sauce is like the one condiment that I do like. That and barbecue sauce. Like, I love hot sauce and I love barbecue sauce. I don't particularly like barbecue sauces that are based in vinegar or like heavily vinegar based, so I don't like a lot of the Carolinian barbecue sauces. But a lot of the sweet barbecue sauces I really do like. I have a massive sweet tooth. I drink hot sauce with my milk. Yo, that would be the most disgusting, depressing breakfast. Man. But I hear you, Blue Bubble. Like, there are obviously some condiments that I like, but I don't like the vast majority of them. I always get weird looks when I'm at a barbecue or something, and people are like, oh, what do you want on your burger? I was like, I'll just take the burger. Maybe some cheese. Because I like cheeseburgers. They're like, that's it? So yeah, that's it. That's all I want. But yeah, I'm not a big condiments guy. But I love hot sauce. I love hot sauce. Okay, what do we want to do next? I want to shore up in here, actually. So we're going to grab some black paint, and we're going to actually start painting these doors in. How high does that go? Okay. I also just wanted to say that I really appreciated the history segments in your Instagram. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed them. Yeah, I try that whole process started not on Instagram because I haven't had Instagram that long. But when I was in my first year of university, I noticed that the campus that I was on wasn't really doing much for Black history. And I was like, well, okay, maybe I should do something for Black history. So we had a big wall calendar in our dorm room, or in our dorm itself. A big wall calendar in the hallway. So every day, I decided to write an obscure Black history fact. Because, not that these people aren't important, obviously, but everyone had heard of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Rosa Parks, you know. Everyone knows those stories. What they don't know is that before Rosa Parks, I've told this story on here before. Before Rosa Parks, there was a teenager by the name of Claudette Colvin who refused to give up her seat on a bus, right? And actually there were two other women, either around the same time or just before Claudette Colvin, who also refused to give up their seats. The problem is with Claudette Colvin, because her story got a fair amount of publicity. The unfortunate thing about her is that the civil rights movement leaders felt that they couldn't use Claudette Colvin as a figurehead because she was a pregnant teenager. And all that the racists were going to do was zero in on her and be like, that's your hero for civil rights? A pregnant, amoral teenager? That's your hero. That's your figurehead for this movement. You know, she would have gotten torn apart, and the movement would have gotten torn apart by, you know, all the racists that were looking at it from the outside. So they couldn't hype up Claudette Colvin's contributions. So they kind of... Rosa Parks ended up doing the same thing. And they could use Rosa Parks because she was a hardworking woman, you know, who would be seen... You wouldn't be able to... In any sort of circumstance, you wouldn't be able to tear down her character. Which is what they were concerned with. Because once you start labeling one black person as amoral and all that, it's very easy for racists to start painting that brush for all black people and the entire movement, right? It was harder to do that with Rosa Parks. So they went with Rosa Parks. But people didn't know that story. So I wrote about Claudette Colvin on the wall calendar. And then the next year, because I wasn't in the dorm anymore, I moved over to Facebook. And I started posting that stuff on Facebook. And this year was the 14th year that I've done a Black History post about, you know, a Black History figure who doesn't get a whole lot of pop, nobody really knows, you know. And I try to post one every single day, you know, for the month of February during Black History Month. And yeah, at first a large part of it was Black Americans and Black Canadians, but I've since stretched out to obviously people from Africa, people from Central America, Black people in South America, Black Europeans, Black Asian people, Black Australians. It's harder to find stories about them because there's, you know, they don't get a whole lot. They don't get as much pop as like Black Americans do. They don't get as much coverage. But I do my best to try and like highlight Black people all around the globe and the contributions that they've made to history, because it's an important history to learn, right? All right, gotta go, Soul. Got some more video editing to do. Have an awesome night, everybody. Well, thank you for hanging out for a bit, Stonda. I really do appreciate it. It was good to see you, and hopefully we'll see you next time, too. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. But yes, very good to see you. Like I've said before, y'all are going to get sick of me, but it's good to see all y'all, you know? Whether I actually see you in chat or whether you're just lurking, whether you just pop in for a second, be like, Art, ew. I still appreciate that you took the time to, like, check me out even just for a second, you know? Okay, so that's one door down. And the other one, because that's going to be more of a window, but the other one's going to be over here. There we go. Yo, I finally got speed paint points. Uh-oh. Oh, man. I vaguely remember you saying what you were going to spend those points on. But I don't remember the details, so it's going to be a fun little surprise when you eventually redeem them. Okay. Just going to get up and stretch real quick again, but I won't take a break or anything. I'll just let y'all look at that for a minute. We're getting there. We're getting there. Architecture has always been kind of a struggle for me to paint. Well, I don't know if the struggle is the right word, but it's definitely tedious. You'll keep it a surprise then. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're getting there. There's some stuff to clean up, but we're getting close. And then we can finally do what we're doing up here, which I'm very excited about. Very excited about. Oh. Man, my knees aren't what they used to be. That's for sure. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this back here a little bit darker. Like, obviously have a line above the door where the door frame is, and then this will be kind of like shaded in, because it'll be a different plane. I'll make this darker, at least up until this corner. And then this will be dark in here. I mean, this is all going to be covered by the tree anyway. Like, most of this will be covered by the tree. But we'll worry about that in a second. for now, I'm just going to stretch my knees. We've been doing a lot of kneeling this this time out, which is fine. That's what you need to do sometimes to get what you want out of the piece. But did any of you lovely people have any fun plans for the week? Got anything big going down? Anything you're particularly looking forward to? Yeah, I need a flathead brush. Not that one. That one won't behave because it's a little bit too frayed. There we go. All right. Oof. All right. Let's get some black paint up on this brush. I've said it before when this song is played, but can you imagine getting a voicemail like that? Just or actually, I guess with the way that is, that's more of a voicemail message, isn't it? Like, instead of saying like, leave your name and number at the tone, just tell me you love me. Beep. I'm not sure I would call that person again. It's like, excuse me, you're being a little bit too forward. I don't move that fast. Oh, I'm like right in front of this. Let me move my head out of the way. There we go. Okay. I gotta let this dry for a second. So while I'm letting that dry, actually, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have a little shout out party. Is what we're gonna do, I think. While we're waiting for that to dry. So let me kind of slip in here, and hopefully this command works, because I've noticed that commands in this are a little they're a little iffy lately. So we're going to start out with that, we're going to next move on to your friend keeps having issues with the stream elements commands, changing it up. Yeah. Oh, let's do actually the shout out command, shall we? We got a lot of R's in here, actually. Now I'm going to go through all of these one by one, don't worry. But, don't you worry. We are going to go through these one by one. All right, so cool. All right, so first things first, because this was a lot of people, but they went to bed. Like Jake went to bed, but Jake is a fantastic dude. Jake from the Woods, shout out to him. If you guys like Pokemon, if you guys like Breath of the Wild, if you guys like Animal Crossing, because he's played some Animal Crossing, and if you like a cool dude who's probably, not even probably, a lot more energetic than I am. But he's a cool dude. We're in real life friends. You should definitely go check out Jake. He's got some quality content. I believe he's got a Ludicolo cosplay coming up, so you don't want to miss that. Next up is Zelshot. He just started Breath of the Wild Master Mode, and he's doing a 3-heart run of that, so you don't want to miss that. Just great community over there. Everybody's very friendly, very welcoming, very funny. Everybody says hello to everybody. Zell is very, very good at interacting with chat. It's fantastic the way he interacts with chat, despite what's going on with the game. So cool community over there. I really enjoy it. Next up is Laya Lurian, who we call L. Fantastic artist. Just amazing what they can do digitally. It's just what he can do he's fantastic. Just go check him out. It's fantastic work. I think given this thing, I think you play some games too, L. But you should go check them out. Next up is the Blue Bubble. The Blue Bubble I don't think streams, but you should check out their Instagram, which is at BLOO_MYSL. Go check out their work. Another fantastic digital artist. You will not be disappointed if that's your bag. Just outstanding work. Raincloud. I knew that Raincloud streamed. I haven't been able to catch any of their streams yet, but you should definitely check them out too. They're a wonderful supporter of the art community. They're a wonderful supporter of me, which I'm very thankful for. They're always in here having a good time. So you should definitely check out Raincloud. Redria. You should check out Redria for many reasons. Not least of all is Redria has a better. You all know what I do when people lurk, right? Redria's got a raid song that blows my little ditty that I sing when people lurk out of the water. Mostly because they wrote it. Redria wrote it. And then performs it, is great. So they do art. They also do games. Redria plays I think you were playing Minecraft most recently. Yeah, Minecraft. But they also do art. Like it, just go check them out. Really, really cool stream over there. And last but not least, Rocky Road. You should go check out Rocky Road. Another just fantastic artist, digital artist. She's working on like a comic series actually, which is very intriguing. Like it's very ambitious and very intriguing, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it as it comes through the pipe. Like yeah, you should just check all these people out. All fantastic people, and I'm honored that they choose to come to my stream to watch me do whatever the hell it is that I do here. Oh, you lurk Redria's stream sometimes. Nice, nice. Back with pasta. Very nice. Very nice. Shout out ours. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Rocky Road. I no problem at all. Elle, I hope you caught your shout out. But if you didn't, you know, again, you should go check out Elle's work. Just fantastic. Blows me away when they're working. Like Elle's work is just amazing. The work that he does. So, and very, very cool, very, very cool character, you know. So, yeah, you should go check all these wonderful people out. Lies, but I'll take it. I never lie. I never, ever lie. Well, thank you, Rocky. I do appreciate it. All right. Let me say we darken this up a bit, and then I think we'll go raid somebody. Also, sitting over here in this corner made my shoulder looked huge. Yo, look at that. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Buff boy soul. Speaking of which, I gotta go to the gym tonight. I was gonna go last night, but the time change did me in. And I just ended up falling asleep. But I need to go to the gym tonight. I've got fitness plans coming up that you know, ain't gonna happen if I spend my nights sleeping in bed, you know? At least the nights that I plan to go to the gym. Small stream support, y'all. Cameras be so weird sometimes like that, yeah. Yes, indeed. All right, let's do a line down here. Try to keep this brush relatively straight and relatively together, if we can. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Worked out pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, and now we'll come up here just going to do a darker bit up here. Oh, no, we need it darker than that. See, that's what I like to see. It's a love fest up in here. That's what I like. That's what I want this space to be. Okay. Now this will all get cleaned up as we go. Obviously, I'm not doing all the detail right now. But I did just want to get in here, and like I said, make this area a little bit darker, really define where there's a break above this door frame. And again, I like putting a lot of work into the details that are going to be covered up. Because like I said, a lot of this tree is going to cover a lot of this up. But I still want that underlying thing there. Because it kind of grounds things, you know? So, with that being said, let me take you on a tour of this piece. Before we close out and go raid somebody. So we got our nice clouds up here. And then... still got to do more to this roof. Still got to work out these shingles a little more, especially because the spacing gets a little bit too wide up here. So we got to fix all that. We got what's left of this tree here, because it was all painted in, and now we've got this in here, but that's going to get covered up again. And then we've got the starting like shades of the garage door area. So we got that done, which I like. And then over here again, there's going to be another small like tree bush thing here that's going to cover up most of this. And then there's going to be something special there, which I can't wait for, you know. You're going to make yourself some food, so you'll be lurking for a bit. Well, that's all right. When you come back from your lurk, we'll probably be somewhere else, actually. I know you're mad at it, but the roof looks great. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm not so much mad at it. I just think... it's that whole artist thing, right? Like, I can do it better. So, I'm going to work on getting it better. It's crazy how real it looks. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Alright, let's go find somebody to raid. Who's up right now? Who's doing some stuff? Who is doing some stuff? Scrodella's still up. What? Really? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go raid Scrodello. Scrodello is a fantastic artist. Right now, he's doing something blasphemous. He's putting acrylic on top of oil, which I had multiple people tell me when I was in school and out of school that you can't ever do that. And it's like, well, no, clearly you can. So we're gonna go raid Scrodello. So let me get this together. That is not how you're supposed to do. Yeah, maybe not, but, you know, I did it once. Mostly just because I ran out of oil paint. So I needed to fill in the rest of it. So, start raid. Now, this broadcaster has indicated that this channel is intended for mature audiences, so everybody be on your most mature behavior. But yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming out again. I really do appreciate it, really from the bottom of my heart. So the next time you see me is going to be on Wednesday, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be playing some more Breath of the Wild. Then the next art stream is going to be on Thursday, same time, 6 p.m., where we're going to be working some more on this thing. All right, so thank you all for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. You all are what makes the streams what they are. So I really do appreciate it. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, I hope daylight savings time stops kicking everybody's asses. And we'll be bright and fresh for Wednesday. So everybody, hopefully we'll see you over at Scordella's, and if not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. All right. Take it easy, everybody.